Hello and welcome back to my channel. Been an interesting week. We've had quite a busy week this week and in a lot of ways quite a sedentary week for me. Because of different circumstances, I feel like I have actually physically done very little this week. And I wasn't worried about that reflecting in my results because I don't aim to exercise to achieve weight loss, never have done. And that's purely because of my age and my state of mind. I am not a natural exerciser, I don't enjoy it. So I know that my weight loss has always had to be down to what I put in my mouth. And I'm much more confident about what I eat than how much I'm going to exercise in a week. So my results this week seem very fair to me. I've had an extremely good week on plan. I've had plenty of food, enjoyable food. I fell down once, but not in that I ate the wrong thing. I made a choice to try a new sushi from Tesco's. They've rebranded their sushis and they've changed them all. And this was quite a disappointment to me because I relied on their smoked salmon and tuna sushi as something I've always enjoyed. And then to go in there and discover they don't sell it anymore, they've rebranded it. But not only that, they don't actually have any today. So I had to buy the vegetarian version. Bought 2 packs of the vegetarian and ate it, whereas I should have thrown it away because it had a lot of coriander in it and I don't like coriander. After I'd eaten it and Joe was out, I felt so dissatisfied with what I'd eaten that I then felt compulsive about having to eat something else. So I actually had another tub of quark and another punnet of cherries, which is fine because it's on plan, but it left me feeling like that didn't feel neat and tidy, that didn't feel right. So I think if I come across situations like that again when I'm not enjoying the food, the better plan for me is to actually throw it away and either have a different meal or, well, just basically start again. It was my husband's birthday on Wednesday and quite close to where we go to Costa there's a factory called the Cheesecake Shop, and they have a little shop on the side where you can buy slices or quarters of cheesecake and other patisserie things. So we went along to get Richard a slice of cheesecake and chocolate coated strawberries, meringues, that sort of thing. And it was the first time I've been into that shop in 20 years and not actually wanted, not even thought about buying something for myself. The old me would have gone in there and had a battle in my head. Should I have this? Should I have this? Should I have this? Or should I have all three? And usually I'd have come out with all three. And it was just a strange feeling to actually come out, walk back to the car, get into the car and think, oh, never thought about buying anything for myself, which is okay because I don't want to eat that. But yeah, I think I'm learning now that this plan is taking me to places that I've never quite anticipated being at. In the new book, the Slim for Life book, it says you can become a naturally slim person. And I was having a conversation with Rebecca by text the other day saying, I can't honestly believe I would ever be a naturally slim person because I am a naturally greedy person. And to actually focus on staying slim means I have to focus on what I'm eating. I was going to say I don't relax about it. I think that's the wrong word. I'm never going to be complacent about what I eat because I know complacency will make me fat. I know it's consistency that's keeping me where I'm at. So for this week to have had a good week's food, to have had some tasty food, to have drunk and eaten everything I wanted within the boundaries of plan and actually get a maintain on the scales is a real boost to me. Yes, I've got 2.5 pounds I'd like to lose, but if I don't lose them quickly, it's not going to be an issue. And when I do lose them, I don't genuinely think I'm going to look any different to how I look today, which is okay for me. So I'm not hung up on trying to get rid of that 2.5 pounds. It doesn't matter how long it takes. What matters is that I continue to fluctuate at or about where I am today. And at 9 stone 2.5, I'm in a comfortable place, I'm in a happy place. So, one of the things I've been doing this week, and I think I have probably done it 5 or 6 times, I've sinned it, but I've been drinking large coconut lattes. I'm holding this cup up by my head so you can kind of gauge the size of it. In my wisdom, I thought that was about 600 or 700 mils. Till I brought the cup home with me, filled it with water and measured it. It actually holds 425 mils. I'd said to Joe earlier in the week that I thought 7 sins for one of these was probably not enough. Because sometimes you get that thing, don't you, where if it feels too good to be true, it often is too good to be true. That's how I felt about these, because I really, really enjoy this drink. But now I've had the big one, I don't want the medium and I don't want the small. The small's 4 sins, the medium's 5.5, this is 7. I want this one. This is coconut milk and 3 shots of Costa coffee, and it suits me. So Joe checked out when we were in Costa what type of coconut milk they use. They actually use Alpro Professional, which isn't easy to get hold of, but is on the app, and you get 400 mils for a Healthy Extra A or 6 sins. So I said to Joe, but surely this is 600 or 700 mils, how can it only be 7? We measured it, 425 mils, so now I am comfortable with the fact that that is correct, 7 sins for one of those. And it is just my favourite drink. While we were talking about coconut milk, and we were in Morrison's, weren't we, Joe? I said to Joe, let's have a look on the app at the coconut milks available in Morrison's, because we usually shop in Sainsbury's. And we found this one. Joe's got it to show us. This is the Morrison's UHT version. Now you can have 725 mils of this for a Healthy Extra A. I could use 425 mils of that and kind of make myself a coconut latte at home with my own coffee. I'll still go to Costa and have theirs as well, but it's an option. Because if you want a big drink, if you've only got 250 to 350 mils of milk generally, you wouldn't feel necessarily inclined to use the whole of that to make one big coffee. I don't like almond milk, I've tried that several times, that doesn't float my boat. I like something a bit creamier. That's nice and creamy, and it's sweet-ish. It's got a sweet edge to it, but it's not. Does it say it's sweetened, Joe? It has a sweet edge to it, but I wouldn't describe it as sweet. Some of the coconut milks can be quite sweet.
No, but it's got rice flour in it, so that might make it a bit sweet.
Yeah, that's probably what does it. Now we compared that one to the Alpro coconut milk. The Alpro coconut milk, you can have 600 mils. This one's 725. But strangely, they're the same calories. I don't always understand that, but I'm taking Slimming World at their word. Right, a couple of other products we wanted to bring to you today. One is asafoetida. Now this is something Joe uses because of his allergies and intolerances, but I've tried it this week. Now I don't know if anybody else out there suffers with bloating from onions and things like that. I eat a lot of garlic, but onions do bloat me. I'll suffer it because I enjoy them. But this stuff, it really works. It adds a lovely sort of garlicky, oniony taste to dishes, doesn't it, Joe?
Yeah, it's really good.
Because we've been putting it in stir fries,
yeah.
And it's well worth trying. I'm not sure what's in it, apart from it has a touch of turmeric, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but the taste of it is good, and that's £1 in Sainsbury's. I'm sure other supermarkets stock it. And the other thing that I've enjoyed this week is a John West tuna thing. Is it mayonnaise? I don't think there was sweet corn in it, was there?
It's called John West Light Spreadables Tuna Mayo Sweet Corn.
I didn't taste any sweet corn in the bit I had, but 1 tablespoon of this is 1 sin. I had it on toasted ciabatta with olives, and I think you can get 6 olives now for 1 sin. So toasted ciabatta, 1 tablespoon on each half, 3 olives with each half, and it was a tasty, savoury breakfast. I'm tending to try and move towards savoury breakfasts. If I get myself off to a sweet start, that can sometimes spoil my day because it leaves me wanting more sweet things. Because I don't sweeten things, even using something like All Brown seems very sweet to me. But one of the things that I'd said to Joe was, about this setting yourself up on a sweet start, and Joe suggested trying to lean towards more of a savoury breakfast. And that was enjoyable, and I find the shea ciabattas really quite filling, and then of course the fat in the olives adds to the satiety. And One of the things I've been thinking about this week, and I was going to try and make myself a list, but haven't got around to doing it yet. There's a lot of talk around at the moment about savvy sins and what constitutes a savvy sin. I know what constitutes a savvy sin in my head. It's not spending sins on treats and sweets and chocolates and crisps and biscuits and things that I see as empty calories, but spending sins on things that add something to a meal, make life a little easier when you're out and about, and are healthy fats because they give you the filling power. So, like I said, 6
Olives.
Sorry?
Olives.
Why is almonds stuck in my head? 6 olives for one sin is better for me than having half a sachet of options in my cork. It's got some filling power. The half a sachet of options wouldn't be enough to flavour it, but it would be enough to send me off on a I need something else chocolatey. So I think there's going to be a lot of value, and a lot of people are going to learn a lot about healthy eating when we start to talk more about savvy sins in group. Be interesting if you've got something that you would consider a savvy sin, like I've just said with my olives. Will you put it in the comment section below? What would be your idea of a savvy sin that would work for you? And I'm sure that way, we can all give each other some really good new ideas. Yeah, my results I'm happy with this week, because if I can eat the way I've eaten this week, with a minimal amount of exercise because of the style of week I've had and the fact that I loathe exercise, if I can do all that and get and maintain, I'm happy with this plan. Was there anything else, Joe, apart from the raffle that I was going to talk about? No. It's quite a short vlog this week. We have actually got another busy day. This is the new cookery book that's out in group, the Take 5, and all of the recipes apparently have 5 ingredients. I haven't had a look through it, I haven't had anybody go through it with me, but I have heard people in groups say there's some very good, simple, quick ideas in here. So today we're going to do a random raffle. We're going to use every comment from last week's video as a form of raffle ticket. Joe will put that up in a moment and draw a winner, but we have 2 prizes and we're going to give them just to one winner. So can you show the other one, Joe?
Yeah. Yep.
You're losing your voice. This is not a journal, it's sort of a week at a day page thing. Joe will show you that. I think this could be quite useful for anybody who wants to start to keep a food diary. You don't need to write down your free foods, your speed foods, etc. But you've got enough space across the page, Monday to Friday, to write down your sins, your healthy extras. So if somebody's interested in getting into keeping a food diary, I think that might be a nice place to start. And most people seem to love something they can write, jot or scribble in. Also, I like the fact that on the front it says happy days. And we are, aren't we, Joe?
Yeah, happy days.
2 happy days. And also the colour, duck egg blue. That's the colour I've just introduced in my lounge, and it's currently my favourite colour. So Joe, if you wouldn't mind spinning the whatever, and let's pick a winner who will receive both of these prizes.
Thinking about it.
Is it thinking about it?
I'm thinking about it.
Good luck, everybody.
Oh. Oh. The winner is Debbie's World.
Debbie! Oh, fabulous! So the winner is Debbie Fawcett of Debbie's World. And thank you, Debbie. I found your comment this week really encouraging. I know Debbie's at the same phase in this journey as I am. She's attempting to learn how to maintain. And I say that not in a patronising way, but I say that because it is something we have to learn how to do. Because for people like me, who've only ever been very, very overweight, or as I am today, I know how to eat on Slim and Well. I know how to follow this plan and stick to it and keep the weight off. As a member who's done EE and SP. I know how to overeat as a compulsive overeater and somebody who just loves food. But it's learning to do the bit that fits in between and not just getting to target and then thinking, hey, brilliant, I can eat anything, So that's where Debbie's at the moment, and if you're not already watching her videos that she's been putting up, she's done one every day this week about the Maintain journey, then I would encourage you to watch them, because it is an interesting journey and it's a massive learning curve, and it's a different part of the journey. It's not like losing weight, it's really not. And it's something that most of us, we just didn't have a handle on. Well, I speak for myself. I've never had a handle on how to maintain my weight, whether my weight was 9 stone 2 as it is today, or 9 stone 2.5, or whether my weight was 19 stone 2.5. I only ever generally went up, and that's because I always ate too much. So thank you, Debbie. I do have your address, and these prizes will be in the post to you. We'll be doing more random raffles periodically, and I'll be following this plan again for the forthcoming week and see where it takes me, where I fluctuate to next week. Thank you for watching, thank you for all your comments, and we'll see you again next Saturday. Bye.